factoring expressions. Factoring expressions is simply the reverse FOIL method. Rather than taking two binomials or two sets of parentheses and multiplying them together to get some final quadratic expression, now what we're going to do is do exactly the opposite. We're going to take some quadratic expression and turn it into two sets of parentheses. All right, let's go and take a look at our example. X squared plus 8x plus 12. There's 4 steps that are involved with this. The first thing we want to do is draw out our two sets of parentheses. The next step we want to do is fill in the first term in each parentheses, figure out what the first term is. In order to do that, we need to look at the first term of our quadratic expression that we have, x squared. What two variables multiplied together give us x squared? That would simply be x times x. So we know that the first term in the first parentheses must be x, and the first term in the second parentheses must be x as well. So when we multiply those together in the f part of FOIL, we end up with that x squared. So we know our first term in each parentheses is x. Now the third step would be to fill in the second term of each parentheses. So let's think about what the second term in each of the parentheses give us. We know that the L part of FOIL is where we multiply the last term in each of the parentheses. So these two terms multiplied together must give us our last term in our quadratic expression, which is 12. So what two numbers multiplied together give us 12, or the L part of our FOIL method? Well, we have 3 options. It could be 1 times 12, it could be 2 times 6, or it could be 3 times 4. Any one of those combinations put in the parentheses when multiplied together will give us 12. So now we need to look at the middle term in our quadratic expression. We now need to find the numbers which, when added together, the O part of FOIL and the I part of FOIL, when we combine those like terms together, give us that middle term in our quadratic expression, or the 8x. 8x is a combination again of the inner and outer terms, the I and the O part of FOIL. So what combination of 1 and 12, 2 and 6, or 3 and 4 give us 8? Obviously 1 plus 12 would give us 13, 2 plus 6 would give us 8, 3 plus 4 would give us 7. So it must be the 6 and the 2 must be the right combination. So when I multiply 6 times 2 together, I get 12, the third term in my expression. And when I add 6x plus 2x together, I get the middle term in my quadratic expression, or the 8x. So go ahead and fill in your parentheses with your 6 and your 2. The final step is to double check the parentheses you've set up. Run through the FOIL method, make sure that when you multiply everything together, you actually end up with the quadratic expression you started with. So if we run through FOIL, F would be x times x, or x squared. O, the outside terms would be x times 2, or 2x. I, the inside term, 6 times x, or 6x. And L, the last term, 6 times 2, or 12. So we have x plus 2x plus 6x plus 12. And when we combine our 2x and our 6x, we do end up with 8x, or x squared plus 8x plus 12. So we see that we match the expression that we started with. We know we've created the correct set of parentheses.